answers the call to action, okay? Give it up for Bryson Tons to shut the stage down.
Well, thank you very much there. The stage is set, and of course, I feel like we're being a bit typecast because we're on the Ravens and Ultra again. But there is one thing I know, the game's going to be good regardless.
It always is. How good was the game online that we've seen? It was Gizmo's first introduction back into the CDL after a small hiatus, which was up against Ultra. And what a game it was. It was a game that surprised both of us. We came into it, we didn't think we would see that level from the side of the London Royal Ravens, but they came out screaming and did not slow down throughout the whole stage.
No, they really didn't, and it's a very interesting story between these two teams. The Ravens, the return of Gizmo, have looked back towards the top of the CDL, whereas Ultra, after an incredible Major 3, a little bit of wobble in the camp, and we'll have to find out how that translates into LAN against these two teams.
To delve into the maps just a little bit though, the desk we're talking about, I wholeheartedly agree. I'm very curious when it comes down to these maps, especially for the side of Ultra. But we bumped into Marky B backstage and I went, right, okay, what we're saying about the maps. He said 3-0. He's confident, and it has to be because it's online. Ultra have looked better on LAN than they have done online. Ravens, you could possibly say the opposite.
Well, say what you like, but we just saw Gizmo bouncing out of his seat there. Very, very confident coming into it. A little bit more pressure on Ultra for this one, actually. I feel they barely squeaked into the major bracket at the end of the qualifiers. And also, they aren't 100% safe. Their odds aren't the worst, but they're not looking as peachy as they would like.
Yeah, a winner's bracket definitely helps you from the start, of course, with the points and how it does go down. It does give you that opportunity to lose 2 games in a certain, lose that 1 game, I should say, in a certain sense. But yeah, that's definitely not safe when it does come down to that bubble that we have talked about for the last 3 to 4 weeks. But it should be an interesting one. I can see Gizmo's already starting to point over towards them. There's a little bit of smack talk going on now and then against these two teams. But yeah, as mentioned, when it does come down to these maps, though, Brycey, it's the same 3 maps outside of the control, as Ali said on the desk, that we've seen online. And that was the first instance we've seen from Gizmo. But one thing that I'm going to want to touch on throughout all of this has to be the sense of how Zero has been playing and how good he has looked all stage long. Can he continue it is going to be the question for me.
Yeah, that is a big question. Obviously, there were questions about Kismet before we come into this, and I think he's answered an awful lot of them. This is just one step further for them. One of London's biggest things is they stopped that backslide. They were slowly but surely sliding down the table point-wise, and they've stopped that dead. They're all but guaranteed now to go to champs. Realistically, all that's left for them, a bit of polish, and see if they can win Major 4. It'd be a big boon to them.
Can they start it here with a Tuscan hardpoint? London right now are on a 6-win streak on this map. It's the crowd in New York. Gets loud for these two teams. What a major this shall be in the beautiful King's Theatre in Brooklyn. One of the sexiest venues I think we've had, Brycey, if I'm honest with you. It's beautiful.
It's very, very beautiful here in the arena. And we are looking forward to some beautiful COD alongside it. We go right into this one. A little bit of revenge for Ultra. They haven't had the best of times against London. But today, that won't matter if they can pull off the W as we head into P1.
Well, here we go then. For the side of London, as mentioned, that win streak is very, very strong for them at this moment in time. For the side of Ultra, how do you break back onto it? Well, you started with that with CleanX finding 3. He's going to open things up here. London on the back foot.
Already pushing it out. CleanX looking to do some extra work there. That's 4 for him already, and he's not going to get out of it. Afro with the nade will shut him down, and the pinch will be coming onto Ultra. London looking to regain this straight away.
Shots in from both two teams. Of course, we are going to be fighting for this control over towards P2. Gunfights were starting to go the way of London. Inside we'll find 1 more though, and Ultra just hold on by the hairs on the chinny chin chin. Zero will find 2, can't quite find the 3rd on the entry, but good start from Ultra. This is what they would have wanted, especially with being such a high, heavy, statistically sided map for the side of London Royal Ravens. It's always good to have a good start.
It is, and if you kind of cast your minds back, the last time we saw them on this map, Zero was the man at the moment. Currently 4-1 in this, looking for Cammy towards back tag. He's just going to get that stun out and get away. The rotation of P2 is in for Ultra, but they've got to hold this pressure. Nasty going to come straight through platform, gets 1, but gets shut down by Bance.
Great, not looking good so far for the side of the Royal Ravens, but a man that has performed all season long, Zero. 5-1 to kick things off. Yeah, hasn't necessarily worked out too much for the Royal Ravens, but break is going to come on through. Ultra still towards the back though, so they get a chance to try and break. Nasty doesn't find the second. Cammy will answer this one back. Ultra still here in numbers, but so are the Ravens. 2-2 trade.
And at the moment, Ultra were here first. They haven't really been able to get into the hill. London have just put the pressure on, and it may have shocked Ultra just a little bit. As you can see, they are fighting from the back foot. They just have not been able to get back in since Nasty first broke, and it's more kills for the Ravens.
Kills come through, but that rotation now for the side of Toronto Ultra is what is going to be important. We have really harped on about the London Royal Ravens on this map in particular, but Ultra, very, very successful over the last 5. 4 out of the 5 last times they have played this map, they have won it. Both two teams going toe-to-toe, and it was nice for Ravens to get some good time there. Bryce P1 was not going their way whatsoever, but they're going to have to break a strong Ultra hold here. Look how far they're pushed up.
Well, this is going to be the first push here. Nasty throws a nade out with his teammates. He's ready to push this P5. We can see already Cammy's going to try and hold it against them, but it's CleanX and Cammy so far for the first 2 kills. Nasty gets one towards back tiles, and now they've got to worry about the pinch. Gizmo going for Bance straight away, cuts him down, and Ultra are now left a little bit floundering.
Inside towards the back, though, he could be the hero. CleanX will find 2 inside of Broken. Inside should get picked off here by Nasty, but he's momentarily the only one here. If he can stay alive, the rest of the team are on their way. Will fall pretty much immediately. Gizmo with the shots. 25 seconds to go here. Ravens still fighting it.
There's a little bit of bait and switch there coming in from the Ultra. They hold this for a bit more. CleanX finding his feet again, but it's taken down by Nasty as both teams swarm in for this scrap time, but it will be the Ravens that walk away with it. They're keeping their lead alive.
Trying their best. Good hold in the end from the side of Ravens once they did break on through. Afro will find 2 towards the church, find a 3rd as well, all on his own. And this man has been lighting up the stage during stage 4. Ultra gonna have to deal with it, but there Bance comes in with a 2nd of his own. Nobody able to seemingly get any control here, Brycey. It's back and forth, trade for trade. It is looking like it's going to be the Royal Ravens who were here, but again, it's just trade after trade after trade with 45 seconds to go.
Yeah, both these teams committing everything to get into church at the moment. It's just going back and forth as the gunfights come in for them. Mutineers goes down. The Ravens are here in numbers. Nasty gets 1. And there it's just going back and forth again. It is chaos in church.
Well, the Royal Ravens with a little bit of a hold on this now, though, but the spawns there for Ultra are always going to help them. They're the closest to it. Bance over towards top church should break this for the squad. It's only Gizmo who is left at 8 and 10. He will eventually fall, so Ultra find a break back. It's going to put them within touching distance as we do head over now towards P5. Transitional kills, so starting to come Ultra's way. 2 for CleanX in mid-map, and that is going to be a rotation for Ultra, scrap time for Ultra. Everything you could have possibly wanted.
Yeah, it's made a huge difference for them. They're now trying to lock this one down. Can the Ravens find a way in? They've already got 2 kills. Cammy manages to fire back with 1. Nasty's in towards the bottom though. Ultra going for the pinch, and it's just Nasty. He needs to hold this open for the Ravens, and he's got 1, but Inside's going to get 1 back as well. Ultra are now back into P5 and looking to shrink this lead.
Cammy on a 4 spree. He find himself in a position to maybe get something going here. We know how good the glide bomb can be on Tuscan. So keep an eye on Cammy as this 4 spree continues. Can he make it 5? Of course he can onto Gizmo. Players above him as well. London Royal Ravens trying to fight their way through here, but Ultra have held on very, very well and are going to take the lead here in map number 1.
Yeah, it's been a huge P5 hold from that rotation. Really matter, but Nasty's got in. They're looking for the scrap time. Inside's going to struggle. The Ravens get another one. That is a full wipe for the Ravens. And now the rotation of P1 is going to be what matters. You can already see players hitting back church. Afro's going to be around there. Ultra will regain the scrap time, but they will not have P1.
0. Shots coming in, not going to be able to get the transition over. Ultra will lock in this P1 rotation. These rotations have been really good for the side Ultra. When they're the first ones there, they seem to be locking it in. It's going to be a hard break for them here. The grenade's starting to come in though for the side of London.
Well, all on CleanX here. He's going to wait for it. He's not going to find any of them. Eventually finds 0. Looking to pinch this again. He finds Gizmo, but no good. Inspo just absolutely destroys him, and the Ravens have found their way back into it. Afro pushing Ultra all the way back.
Afro on the front foot once again. The tip of the spear so often for the side of Ravens. Haven't seen him lose a gunfight yet. CleanX will fall. Gizmo is there with him. Cammy will eventually be able to answer back here, but the London Royal Ravens find a nice break and will have a healthy lead heading into P2.
Yeah, pretty similar last time around. You can see Ultra now setting up. They got to be careful. Keep an eye on Cammy. He's going to be trying to hold this back closed against the pressure he knows is eventually coming towards him, this time in the form of Gizmo.
Big gunfight for Gizmo to find. That's 4 now for him. Nearly the 5th, not quite there. Bance will find it. Can they come and hold it from the front? Though over the top is Afro. Dunks on Bance, but it will not matter as Ultra are still here alive and kicking. They really do need these points, but London are the ones putting the pressure on, but Ultra are still here.
Well, this looks like last rotation. Ultra were here first, they did not get the point. Eventually the pressure from London got away from them, but they have got the kills now, looking to secure P5 to plat. You can see the pressure from Ultra now ramping up in intensity as they look to just close off London as much as possible.
Inside can find one. Second isn't there though, but this was looking like good time for the side of Ultra. London are fighting every single second. Zero will find two, Gizmo will find one. The break comes through, Ravens will get on the rotation, but Gizmo will start locking in time. No, he will not. That scrap time will go over towards the side of Ultra. It's a 10-point game by the time we head over towards P3. Last time around, Ultra were the first ones here. They locked it in. Can London be as successful this time around?
Well, they've got Nasty on a healer. He's 25 and 17. He's closing down P5. It will be first points now to London. It's a long way for Ultra to go. Zero push Miles out, and doesn't matter, the double snap comes through. He gets it, pressure now towards Tyre. Ultra are looking to go through the back. Inside and Cammy are going to be there. But still, Ultra spawning out.
Gizmo needs to stay alive yet. Needs to stay alive. The fight will go his way. It's only CleanX who can answer. A good hold so far from the Ravens. Bance appreciating that Zero might try and push it out and finds the kill inside of Broken. So another opportunity here for the Ultra to find a breakthrough. Nasty will be the first one they have to get rid of. Cammy and Co coming through the side door as well. Shots are in, trades are there though for London once again. This has been a phenomenal hold over towards P3.
Yeah, they've really put the screws to Ultra. This is a massive turn for them. They have to get Church control. They've lost an awful lot of time, and we are coming close towards the end of this game. CleanX hasn't found Zero. Keep an eye on number 5. Going all the way through the back, and he might be an issue. Ultra don't know where he is, but where are his teammates? They've got to spawn. They've got to spawn towards the back. Keep an eye. Ultra are going to have to react to this. Everybody from London's in a great position for it as well. Inside shuts down one, looking for the second. Shuts him down as well. And Ultra, they may have got the spawn against them, but they are holding in Church.
Huge kills coming in from Insight on the outside. Isn't going to be able to find Nasty. London still spawning here, but Ultra very aware. Zero now sending the kills through. Gizmo with another, and it's Afro. London cleaning up.
Well, they managed to get it back into this one, but let's find out how Ultra are feeling with a listening.
One back flowers. On the flowers side.
Dead on time.
Stop church still.
I'm on church. Flowers in time.
It's in time. Make sure you get there.
I'm gonna go deep. It's easy, right? It's just one new, okay?
Try getting there. It's after
On the slope.
After third. One might already be low well.
Yep.
It's mid on you.
One shot, mid truck, on to bow.
One more,
Big
you
trade.
He's on the right, on the right side.
Eight together.
Okay.
One slow out the window. Nice, that's it. Left on left. Nice.
Alright, let's go.
Go broken.
You got it?
Nice.
Keep holding mid if you want.
Stack kill together. I don't have mid. Close Afro. Afro dead. Nice. Low broken. Need their side. Let me go for deep. He's dead. Nice.
Not the guy, yeah?
Was that him, yeah? I think so.
Yeah. On plat absolute. Nasty. Both one shot. Both one shot after Nasty.
They're low, I'm looking low. Could be low, yeah. This is shit low. I got a fire. Got two. One more. Three. Joey. Time in the window.
Last guy.
1v1. Nice, we're close ready. Nothing mid. We're near past you. Yeah. Try to hold it. Nades, don't push up. Naded. Yeah. There's my bad.
Well, the pressure is mounting for Ultra. They're back on the P5. You can hear the comms getting a little frantic as they desperately try to hold this down like last time. They are still behind, but they have done so much work. Bance again on a 4. He'll be looking to go all the way with this one. P1 currently in control of London.
These rotational kills are so big as well. It's momentarily only Zero and Gizmo who's left. That's Gizmo's second inside the hill. Insight will trade it. Zero is here. It looks like London do have the purchase on this site. CleanX and Co trying to find a route through. London can of course win it in 15. The kills started coming through for them. London in prime position.
Well, the nades are coming from Ultra. They've completely cleaned them off. They can actually win it here. They have to hold every single second. Can London find their way in? Gizmo already opening up that mid corridor. Inside pushing through. Nasty looking for it. Inside and Bance combined. Ultra trying to hold every kill.
23 seconds away. They're holding on, but those spawns being flipped. It's caught them off guard. Ravens have found a breakthrough here. 3 kills falling on through. Cammy needs to find something. So does everybody else from the side of Ultra. CleanX is here, but he needs support.
They have to get in. Ultra are looking to open the door. As you can see, they're ticking down seconds by seconds. It's still possible for Ravens to win this one, but Ultra are in. They are in. 2-second tick. Insight hiding for his life. He hasn't got it.
Rotation.
Here it comes then. London, Nasty diving through, finds Cammy, finds one more! Not going to be it! CleanX is alive! They are still here, Ultra, but the numbers of Ravens are putting Bance in! Bance for 2! Afro rebirth, the resurgence, the rejuvenation, and the return of the Royal Ravens. It's a clutch moment of 1 point in Tuscan to open up the major.
The Eagle has landed in New York. My goodness me! What on earth was that start? It looked like London had it on lock. And then the rotation came through. Ultra tried their hardest, but the deficit was too much. A 1 point game to kick off the major. Are you kidding?
Well, didn't really expect to blow my voice out in the first round of the major. But let's have a little rewatch and see what went right and what went wrong.
So let's have a look. You can already see Ultra on the rotation because they know they need it. Those final few kills come through for them, which allows them to get there. But Nasty, up through ramp, finds one. The break comes through, and then the trades start to flow. Initially, Ultra start to win it. They find the kills themselves. It's Bance with 2 huge kills from ramp himself. Afro finds a breakthrough, but Insight trades it. At this stage, Ultra in the driving seat. Where does this initial break come from? Well, not that. Must be Zero and Afro through Church. Yep, there it is. Nasty finds a kill with a grenade on the site. You've got Bance left. Bance and Insight find a kill each, but Gizmo with the 2 is what does it for the Ravens.
And they are pumped, and rightfully so, Ton. That was one of the most chaotic endings I have seen. Ultra could have lost it on P1. They got in a P2, and London just set. Full sprinting towards the hill. That doesn't always work, but in this case, they won the gunfights. They got it right. P5 was hit. Short round from Church was hit. And the difference was basically nothing, but a point matters.
26 non-traded kills for the side of Nasty there. A very, very good game out of him. A very good game out of these 2 teams. We said coming into it, this could be the major for the whole of the year. That could be the craziest one. Can every map be like that? I don't know if it works that way.
I really hope not. I'm feeling that my voice was gone for the last 30 seconds of that hard point. I do apologize for sounding a bit breathless, but we're back on land, and it's time for 100%. And what a way, what a map to kick off this set of events. I'm sweating, I'm tired already, but Call of Duty is life.
Oh man, I mean, what a crazy way it started. But let's go big picture here. This was a map that London would have went into and said to themselves it was a 6-game win streak for them. Ultra hadn't been doing too badly themselves, of course, as we had mentioned. But this was a map that a lot of people would have put over towards the side of the London Royal Ravens. Maybe not in such close of a nature. But I suppose, you know, that's one of those games. If you're Ultra, you push it right to the wire, you are a point off. But does that not hurt you maybe that little bit more sometimes? It can be one of those things you can sort of say, right, okay, that is literally a gunfight difference. That's all that's kind of lost us that game in that scenario. Or do you really rest on that laurel a little bit?
I think the benefit for Ultra is they're very used to losing hard points. Yes. So they can probably move on for it. But speaking of moving on, let's take a little look at Desert Siege. Here are some statistics that might illuminate how we think it is going to go. And looking at this for the side of the London Royal Ravens, that's pretty one-sided when it does come down to the statistics over the season. 6-3, which has them at second. But the big ones for me here, First Blood, they only are the 4th team in terms of how amount of percentages they are getting them. But when they do get them, that's what's important. 89% of the time, when they are in a 4v3 situation, they are coming away with the win. That's efficiency from the London Royal Ravens. They'll be looking for those First Bloods as much as they possibly can do. But I think when we talk about this map, how many times have we seen Ultra do relatively decent on it through the sight of Insight? I'm curious about the sniper battle that's going to go down. Haven't seen too much of the form we've seen at the beginning of the season from Insight, but if you can bring that here to the major in New York, London are going to have a problem and those stats will be a little bit skewed. Yeah, but tell you what, 1 hour up in the series, going on what Mack is statistically looking forward to, the London Royal Ravens have got to be feeling pretty good. We'll have to find out how this all plays out as the map is ready to go.
Well, here we go then. As mentioned, those stats very one-sided. The side of London Royal Ravens, especially with managing to get themselves that lead in that series. Having a look to it though, Insight, we mentioned that he's maybe fell off, well, I don't want to say fell off, but maybe hasn't necessarily looked as strong as of recent. But overall, a 1.37 KD. As we head into Desert Siege, he is going to be the catalyst for the side of Ultra if they want to get back and tie this series up.
Well, I'm going to find out exactly what they can do. It's always tense between these two teams, but already a first blood for Ultra.
It's Insight who found it as well. He's going to find a second here on the Zero. Not quite, but Gizmo was quite far pushed up here. Keep an eye on him as that was now start coming on through, and can he find anything with this pressure? The rest of Raven's not there to help him out necessarily.
Oh, Insight, I don't know if he's seen him. I don't know if he's looked at him. He has. The nade's coming through. They're going to cut him down. Been called out. The teamwork from Ultra paying off. And they now have it in a 3 versus 1. Can Zero find some magic straight away on this S&D?
It's a difficult situation. He wants to try and find the pick onto Insight as best as he can, and then go from there, but 33 seconds. Doesn't have the bomb. Not the best spot to be in. Seems like Insight might have this read. Turned around at the wrong time. Zero's got through. Oh, I heard that though.
They're going to make a bit of noise. Will have the bomb, looking for Insight, knows he's there. That's going to be a shoulder thrown, and Ultra will react.
Woo! Huh? They make them different in Copenhagen, I think.
CleanX is not going down quite yet. Gives Zero no real room to maneuver, but Ultra get that first round done on the S&D.
Just good defensive hold over towards that B side. The first kill comes through from Insight is always going to make it a little bit more difficult for the Ravens to find their pushes there. We said he's going to be one of the big reasons if Ultra can find something here. The stats all do lie in the favor of London Royal Ravens, but if Insight can have one of those magical search and destroy games that he does have, they're going to mean very little.
Last time we were on LAN, the secret to success for Ultra was going to be their S&D. They'll be looking to repeat that feat right here in New York. Already a little bit of Paulehx control coming through. Ultra will have it, but no pressure onto a site yet.
Pressure in here from the side of Toronto. This first split will be huge. As mentioned, when London find them, they're converting them 89% of the time. Neither team wanting to make a misstep here. A minute to go. That works out better for the defensive side. Shots starting to be fired though. Desert Siege has awoken. And here comes the push now from Ultra. The grenades coordinated from London, and that's into that first blood.
Well, Afro has been so prolific at getting them here on Desert Siege. Opens it up, and Ultra looking to try and get a kill through. Keep an eye, Bance trying to sneak, but it's not going to be worth it. Ultra finds him eventually. CleanX tries to take the fight, eventually almost goes down. And Ultra left a little bit high and dry with 28 seconds left to go.
And that's the problem you have when you take your time on these attacking rounds. Nothing really for Cammy and CleanX to do here. It's going to be a difficult one. Cammy can't find Afro. He just gets out with his life, and CleanX is going to find one of his own, but they really need to start pushing the tempo. 13 seconds remaining. CleanX will do well.
3 for Afro. Eventually going to go down this round as well. 8 seconds left. He's not going to be able to do anything in it, but London Royal Ravens get one back onto the board.
And that was very typical of an Ultra setup when it does come down to these attacking rounds on Desert Siege. They do prefer that neutral setup, playing for the picks. 49% of their rounds go that way, but it is their least effective strategy when it does come down to these attacking rounds, or their least effective at least when it is coming up against some of these other teams. CleanX at 4-1 though. There's Ultra now back on the defense, and it was very much about the first blood that came in from Insight down this left-hand side. He will, of course, be heading back towards that mound. We so often do see him there. Zero now has the big stick out, and he's going to try and deal with Insight this way.
Looking. Does Insight hold him off again? Does a great job. Around, and Bance gets caught. First blood for them. Looking for that second one. Insight being very careful now. He knows. It means he cannot afford to peek out in any direction. It gives London a great opportunity to get onto this site.
And that will not be the only grenade heading over there, I'd imagine. Yeah, Insight already down to, what was it, 4, 6 HP, something along those lines. Gizmo will find another, but CleanX, oh, well, he did find the breakthrough. Gizmo was ready and waiting. The call-out comes through. It's Insight left on his own. We'll find one, and he needs 3 more.
Oh, it's their clutch master at work, but it's a lot to do, a lot to do. Gizmo is ready for him as well. Afro is ready for him, and he is going to go down. No clutch today for Insight. The London Royal Ravens take the lead in the S&D.
London, when it does come down to these attacks, A is really where they are finding much more of their success. B is not typically something that they do go towards as often, but 45% of those B breakoffs working for them. Add that to that percentage. That was a really clean one there. Thanks to Zero, finds that initial kill onto Bance, and it makes things a lot easier. CleanX 4-2, helping Ultra out in those close quarter gunfights, but they're losing it at range at the moment.
Well, can Ultra get back into this game? Can they bring this back to a tie? Palace control again for them. None are going to know where they are, and CleanX gets that first blood. However, already it's Afro again on this map. Inside gets one more on a Gizmo. Down to a 2 versus 3.
Oh, good shots coming in from Afro, needed that. Bomb now going down. Is Zero going to be there to answer the question? Yes, he is. Bance falls, 2v1.
Insight looking for this. He knows the pressure's going to be on him again, but he's last alive.
What's the plan here for Insight? 30 seconds remaining. Zero on Overwatch. That's a problem here. Zero with the sniper. It's not going to be easy for Ravens to do something with Insight here. It's going to have to be Afro to find something.
Oh,
there you go.
Him. It's Afro again. And the London Royal Ravens go up 3-1 in the S&D.
Nicely done. It's a good comeback there, actually, because Ultra seem to be in control of these trades. Oh, that's... Yeah.
Got too much junk in the trunk.
You hate to see it. Either way. Kill comes through. It would have been difficult for Insight either way, but one of those players that in those situations, you can never, ever count him out.
You certainly can't, and they're going to need him firing on full form to get back into it. London probably feeling very confident now going into this next round. They have the attack. They have Zero, who is hitting his snipes so far. Admittedly, only 2 of them really necessary. Almost gets caught. Ultra trying to play the counter to him. And have taken a lot of map control away.
Yeah, Ultra are very far pushed up here. Nasty. Oh, he can't find the gunfight, but Gizmo will find that trade. Another first blood over towards the side of Ultra, but they haven't been making them count. Try and have a look which way London are presuming to go here, but I think it's just going to be a slow and steady one. Try and find some sort of pick. Bance is in the position already and waiting for this one. Cammy pushed up as well. Awkward map here, not too sure who's actually in control.
They're trying to figure this one out, and Gizmo's already found Insight towards the back. Somehow he stays alive! Zero absolutely destroys Cammy. Afro has gone down now. Bance has made a play for it. Insight's in trouble. He needs reinforcements. You can see Bance sprinting over there to try to shut it down. But with 27 seconds left to go, London have to make a move.
Not much utility on the side of Bance to help him out here either. Will he be expecting Gizmo so far pushed up as well as the bomb does go down? Insight on his way over, but this is a precarious position now for the side of Ultra. It's a big round, 2v2.
It's going to be a really difficult retake as well. You can see London are stacking this ready. He's going to find it, but Zero's on Overwatch, and that's the issue. The setup was ready for it. Insight, this is another attempt at a clutch for him. Statistically, one of the best players at it. Going to see his head, finds the first, 19 seconds. Zero's going to play time, surely.
Gotta go.
He's looking
gotta go, he sees him.
He's found him, he's found him! Oh, the 1 versus 2! Zero gave him the eyebrows, and Insight took them off.
This man never fails, really, does he? I mean, he's quite often left on his own because he is that slower player for the side of Ultra. He's always playing a little bit on an island, taking his time. But when he's put in these positions, it doesn't matter, 1v2, 3, he's very much at an advantage. It always feels, doesn't it? Well played from Insight. The first pick comes through, and Zero just shows him a little bit too much. That was an important round for Ultra. Stop the bleeding. 3-2 down is a lot different than 4-1. So let's see, can London bounce back after that one? Afro at 7-3. It's the SMGs who have been performing on both sides. On the side of Royal Ravens, it's just about the advantage their way.
Well, already looking for the wall bank. It will be Ultra. All about getting control once again. Afro has pretty much been their kryptonite every time they've tried to make a move. Can he do it one more time on this map? We know how prolific he is, and CleanX is in a lot of trouble. 27 health, but still alive. And there's Afro again.
These first bloods inside of Paulehx is really what both these two teams have been fighting over time and time again. Two of the best performers in the league, Afro and CleanX, really going at it. At this moment in time, though, it's Afro with the advantage. London Royal Ravens with the advantage. Ultra now, though, will make Ravens have to come to them. Can CleanX get out? Never gonna happen. A 2 versus 4 now for the side of Ultra.
So much pressure they have to watch for. They know a flank could be incoming. They know players, but Insight gets one already. They're looking for this. It might be a double chow. Cammy finds him. It's a 2 versus 2. Ultra trying to hold this off, but Afro's already going to find one. Insight going to be left alive, and they found him in the back. And it was 2 bodies too many. London Royal Ravens wrap that round up.
And Ravens just closing that gap all the time there, tightening their grip on the bomb site, and as soon as that first 2 kills comes in from Ultra, they're already buttered up just a little bit. The Ravens can then put that pressure on. Because they had so much time as well, as soon as that bomb goes down, they find that next kill. It's a 4 versus 2. They have that full 45 seconds to wrap all the way around, and that's where you see these flanks come on through and finally secure that round for the side of the Royal Ravens. 4-2 now. 9-3 out of Afro. Typically on a map that you would say is more AR oriented, more about your snipers. Your SMGs inside of Paulehx have got to do their job, and Afro is exceeding at this one at this moment in time.
Well, Bance going to take an up position. No hit markers. They don't know he's here, but CleanX is going to get caught. Nasty takes him down. It's a trade coming through, though, as Bance tries to find them, but Afro manages to outgun him. Bance cannot get the bullets on targets. And now it's Insight again, left alive, all alone, without a lot of chance. And the Ravens, they continue this march towards victory. 5-2 now in the S&D.
Sensational from Afro. You got to say, if you're Bance, it's an awkward gunfight at the best of times, but that's a 3rd kill in the round coming through from Afro. Very well played from the Ravens, matching aggression with aggression that time around. But how big of a star has Afro been on this stage? He's been phenomenal, S&D specifically. Of course, you would maybe say Bakaj is more of his playground, but he's making Desert Siege as best as he can. 4 streak for him, 11-3. Ultra need to find a way back in somehow.
Oh, he's looking for it, thread the needle. He's threaded it. Kismet gets taken out. First blood to Ultra. However, Afro instantly brings it back. And Afro only shows him it for a second. Insight gets out.
It's Afro every time. Every single time. The problem here now for Ultra, though, that bomb's already committed over towards A. Makes it a little bit more difficult. Cammy with the shots, though. Afro gets taken down. That's off the battle if you're Ultra. This bomb will now go down as well. The flank kill is going to be huge, though. Insight. Is he going to check the corner? Oh, peekaboo. Zero will find the kill. Now it's 2 versus 2. The bomb is down for Ultra.
Can they hold? This is for the map if they can try and just keep it alive. But Ravens, it's going to be 0, 1 versus 2. If he makes it, they take the S&D. But Cammy shuts down any hope of ending it right now.
Ultra just about holding on. That flank kill that comes in from London make things maybe just a little bit more dangerous, but good hold in the end. The first picks coming in. We haven't seen that enough. Well, we haven't seen it converted enough for the side of Ultra. We've seen plenty of first bloods, but they haven't been going their way for the most part. 5-3 now, still doable here for the side of Ultra. They got rid of Afro pretty early there, though. It's going to help you along your way when he's 12-4.
He has been the difference maker, but it's still a long way for Ultra. 3 more rounds for them without dropping 1. A first blood would be disastrous. Losing the numbers would be disastrous, and even bomb down at this point could be just a step too far.
And Ultra with a lot of pressure here, but Ravens inviting it on. These neutral setups for the side on the Royal Ravens may well work because it is neutral. Apart from the side of Afro, and well, that neutral that we had is gone as Bance pushes up, finds 2. It's now a 2 versus 4, but look at the positioning from Afro. This may help things out here. The map is split in a weird kind of way.
It's all going to be on Afro.
Has to be.
He's looking for players. He's trying to figure this out.
Oh, wow.
Great position. Can he make the difference? He's going to find 1, holds his fire, eventually finds Cammy. Ultra have to react to it. There's a snake in their midst.
30 seconds remaining here. Ravens have got so much to do, though. Bance in that position towards field may well be the dagger, but if a second kill can come after us, way just at the wrong time, he turns round. CleanX will find it. It's now an impossible situation for Zero.
Zero going to try and clutch this one up, but he finds Bance, and Bance takes him down. Slowly but surely, Ultra are making this S&D competitive. 4-5. Pressure's still on them.
Clawing their way back. They're clawing their way into this one. First blood starting to be converted just that little bit more now. Very nice push there from Bance as well. When things are a little bit neutral, they know that London didn't have that map control. They're aiming down the sides. He pushes up and catches them on the transition into Paulehx. 5-4 though, job's not done for Ultra. 1 round away from tying this up. Last time these 2 teams met on this map, it was around 11. Insight missing a sniper. It doesn't happen very often. That would have helped them on their way to that round 11, but still, pressure coming in here from the side of Ultra and Paulehx. CleanX is in. Can he do anything with it?
That was something Ultra wanted to convert, just the tiniest of pixels away. So much pressure from London, you can see it on the minimap. Ultra have got to try and figure out this puzzle that has been laid out before them. Is anybody going to try it for it? He sees an elbow, but it's not the people's, it's just Nasty's.
Nasty's staying alive, he's got to be the pick! And there it is. Another first blood for the side of Ultra, and Royal Ravens are flapping just a little bit now.
Keep an eye though, keep an eye. It's Afro! Finds one, brings it back to a 3 versus 3. The bomb will go down though. Afro's been found down to a 2 versus 2. Bomb down now for Ultra. CleanX on the flank.
You see him?
I think he did. I think he saw Gizmo as well. Gizmo finds one. And he's not going to get it. He's not going to get it. And it's going to be true. Tries to turn and burn, but fails in the end. The London Royal Ravens take the S&D and they go up 2-0.
Got a little bit shaky for a second, but the Ravens lock in what was another statistically very good map for them. They would have known heading into this series, maps 1 and 2 do lean their way, and they will head into a small break with themselves 2-0 up now. Good spot to be in for the Ravens, and just honestly, resilience time and time again. It felt like Ultra had a few more first bloods there. We'll have to actually check this one over. Just maybe the 1 or so, I would say, in the end. Yeah, 6-4. So yeah, 2 more first bloods to the side of Ultra, but Ravens making theirs count a little bit more.
Yeah, they certainly did. Afro obviously just being a force to be reckoned with. 14-6 on that S&D. And Ultra could have potentially come back, but it just did not work out for them, even in the final 2 versus 2.
It's always hard in those kind of positions. Ultra kind of had the setup there, but honestly, Afro staying alive, finds that kill around the site. It creates the chaos a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah. It's always in that situation, you're like, right, okay, we need to find Afro, we need to find Afro. You can't. The kills fall the side of London Royal Ravens, 2-0 up now. But we're heading into control, so we might as well just go map number 4.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a silver lining there for London, for Ultra. It's the fact that Control is next and London haven't been great on it. But we'll have to find out exactly what does happen in this game. Because while it's the first game of the major, it's a very, very good one. Ultra now under a lot of pressure. The Ravens will be wanting to lock this one down and move on to top 6. And they can do it with just one more map in this series. And I'm hoping every single map will be like the ones we've just seen. But we'll see you after this break at the Call of Duty League, Major number 4.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew and Zenny. Armor your eyes with Blocks gaming glasses starting at $24 by visiting zenny.com/CDL.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty Major number 4. We are here in beautiful New York. We got the crowd ready. So Thursday, we've only just begun, but already pretty glorious.
Oh, it's pretty popping in here. Let's be honest. It's been crazy. And well, what has also been crazy has been the games. I mean, social media has been pretty crazy after that first one. It was a wild, wild way to kick off the major. And we hope you guys at home are enjoying it too. It was electric inside the venue for that 250 to 249 map number 1. But let's just relax a little bit now because London Royal Ravens are 2-0 up, but we're playing Control. They have looked horrible on Control. Let's be honest, they've just not looked good. Every other game they look fantastic. They've nearly went perfect throughout, of course, the LAG match towards the end of the stage. I want to say you can put it maybe a small asterisk with all the issues that were going on around it. They lose a couple of games there, yes, of course, but Control has been their bugbear all the way through the stage, yet to win one. So they need to turn around very, very quick.
They really do. Obviously not looking great for London, but possibly a way back in for Ultra. They'll be pretty devastated with how those first 2 maps went. The opportunity was there on the hard point. The S&D, something we've seen them be pretty good at. Unfortunately, London have just looked better in this stage. The return of Gizmo has really turned around the Ravens.
Yeah, and we were surprised by that. We knew that Gizmo coming back in would probably help them. You know, things hadn't necessarily been going their way. But to see such a change in the team, it has been the big surprise to me. I feel like Nasty stepped his game up. Zero has been lights out all stage, and Afro has just been doing Afro things. Gizmo said he just brought the vibes back, and maybe that's all it was. Maybe that's all it was, but the vibes need to be there now for Ultra. As we head into Control, here are your top performers throughout that. Cammy there for the side of Ultra, Afro for London. I'm curious who's going to get it done here on map number 3, though. It's an interesting one because for all that London, they haven't looked good in the Control. There's sometimes to the point of, like, if you were wanting to have a bad game mode, it has to be Control, right? You'd rather it be that than hit a hard point on Search and Destroy, but you do still need to fix it.
Yeah, and maybe they just needed to get to land. Maybe they just needed to turn up at the major. But it would be an incredible time for London to win their first Control in a while and put Ultra down 3-0. Ultra, well, we were thinking maybe when they come to land, it would be a little bit different. Unfortunately, London look every bit as good as they did.
And that was a lot of people's questions, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a lot of people were asking that question of London because I want to say it kind of rang true throughout the season. You know, the first event that we had, not the Kickoff Classic, but of course in Texas as well, and stage number 1. They came in a decent enough performance, but we didn't see the levels from Gizmo that we'd seen online. We didn't see the levels from Afro that we had seen online. But that transition has been somewhat seamless so far in this series. Can they keep it going, though? Do you think, though, when they're heading into it, and that's going to be the question for me, will they be heading into this with such a defeatist attitude and sort of saying, well, look, our Control's not great, we don't expect to win it? Or will they be heading into it like, let's see if we can turn it around? A 3-0 will be fantastic. Do they put it in the back of their minds already, heading into map number 4? I'm curious where the where the mindset is, I should say, heading into this one. But for these guys, they will know how poor that London have been on Control, and they will be looking to take this one quickly.
If there's one thing Ultra can do, it's regain.
Oh yeah,
with a perfect opportunity for them to do so. Go on to a weak map for Ravens. Now, we did have a chance to actually catch up with their coach, who's unfortunately not in the venue today. Dominic, hope you feel better. But he did say they haven't looked terrible in the scrims. London have been winning Controls in the scrims. It just has not translated to events or anything online in the qualifiers yet. So there is a glimmer of hope for the Ravens.
Yet. I wonder if we will get there with them, though. I mean, there's so many times that we're picking up on mistakes that they're making. Too passive on the defense. I mean, we're not playing Berlin at this point, but so many times where you're defending that B side, you would expect the push-up to start to come through. But they don't do that. They sit too passively and invite the pressure on. But then again, I spoke to Dom about that myself, and I was like, oh, okay, well, why are we doing this? And he was like, well, we don't do it in practice. So it's just about putting it into play when we do get to the major. Let's see if they can do so here. A 3-0 would be massive for them. I think it would give them so much confidence. If they can start winning Controls, Brycey, they become quite terrifying.
Yeah, they certainly do, and obviously going into it straight away into the top 6. One of the things we haven't spoke about too much, because Ultra are technically in that bubble that we have highlighted going towards champs, but they are on the upper side of it. So a lot of people haven't paid it a lot of mind, but if they get no points here at the major, it is still very possible that they don't make champs, and that's the horrifying thing.
And look at that losers bracket. How crazy does it look? I mean, you drop in, and it's not a good position to be in whatsoever. You'd never want to be down there, especially not in this event with some of those teams. You've got champions from every single major basically down there at this stage. You don't want to be down there. So if Ultra, as you said, if they walk away with 0 points, it becomes plausible that they don't make champs. It becomes plausible. Still, they're in a better position than many.
They are.
But it becomes plausible.
They are. It definitely does become a little bit plausible for them, but we are getting ahead of ourselves. There's still an awful lot of Call of Duty to go, and I know the first 2 maps have been pretty spectacular between these teams, but we'll have to find out, and this is the bubble we are talking about. You can see Ultra are not safe, and that's the pressure that's probably worrying them just a little bit. The Ravens win this game. They are more than safe. They are absolutely rocketing up the table. But for Ultra, they do not want to put their future, their opportunity into other teams' hands. They want these points. They need to get them in this tournament. It's a weight off their mind, and then they concentrate on moving forward to trying to win the tournament and potentially win champs.
It's a storyline we've been pushing, and rightfully so. So many times we've seen some of these teams, and I think, you know, your home crowd here will be behind the Subliners when we do get there later on. They're the ones that really have to make that miracle run. For any of you guys want to go through any of the permutations or anything, Chance put up a nice article. It's on Twitter there as well. I was talking about it there before. Such a talent, Mike, can right cast. He's got that, honestly.
Way too good looking as well.
It was really annoying, actually.
Yeah. So it's awful, the talented people we have to work with. They make us work much harder than we should be able to. But speaking of working hard, going into this control, we are waiting just for this map to get ready. I know you're probably sick of listening to us already, but as we go into it, the London Royal Ravens, the cusp here, a 3-0 to kick off their tournament would be so huge. Just an unbelievable feat for them. They automatically rocket themselves into one of the favorites to win it. They came into this as the #1 seed. This is 1 versus 8. Ultra, if you aren't familiar with how it worked them getting here, the very last game they had to wait to see the result, and they aimed down to a 3-way tie, and they had the advantage in the 3-way tie to actually make themselves get into winner's bracket. It was kind of a crazy way to get through. They didn't have a good qualifier, and we were wondering, is it just the qualifiers? Is it just a little bit of a downturn since Major 3? So far, they haven't told me that's the case.
No, absolutely not. I think, you know, if you're looking at these 2 teams, though, and based on how Ultra played at their own home major as well, was it just the crowd buff? I wonder, because we haven't seen that form from them online whatsoever, and we haven't seen much of it here so far either. To be fair to them, let's be honest, map #1 comes down to 1 or 2 kills. That's literally it. Of course, there would have been mistakes or different moments here and there throughout of it, but if you really put it down, it comes down to a final couple of kills. So it could very, very easily be 1-1 here. Heading into control, they'd be feeling confident. It's a very, very different outlook on the series, that 1-point difference on Tuscan, because they'll be feeling super confident heading into this one. But yeah, I think, you know, the conversation about Ravens, and you talk about that control, you say how good they've looked in their other game modes. If they can find a control here, a lot of people will be starting to think about tipping them for the win.
So, to kind of flip this script for a second while we've got a second to talk.
Go on then.
For Ultra, it could have been a very different story. Like 1 point. London break through in unbelievable fashion on the half point. They would be up 1-0 in the series. The S&D was very, very close. There's opportunities for Ultra all over that map. Bearing in mind that Afro did have an incredible game on it. This could have been potentially a 2-0 to Ultra. Going into this, we would have said it was over, right? Going into the control. But the issue being, of course, is that London have just looked like the better team. And I do apologize. I know you don't want to see us here at the moment. You want to see gameplay. Trust me, we do as well, and we'll get to it as soon as we can.
Yeah, I think, you know, realistically, it's these small margins we talk about time and time again. The tiniest of margins in map #1, of course, but small little moments here and there for Ultra in the Search and Destroy, yes, it does make the difference. Control, though, as mentioned so many times, Ultra will be looking to try and take this scalp as soon as they possibly can, as quickly and as efficiently as they possibly can, and just head into map #4. But I agree, I kind of go back to what the Des was saying. This map set really does suit the London Royal Ravens. I think everyone would have seen it and plausibly said a 3-1 victory is definitely on the cards. So I'm very curious about London's control and see if they have fixed any of it. That has to be the thing.
It's funny, really, because everybody's kind of predicting like a 3-1 win if you're picking for London, because nobody has faith in the control. Nobody has faith in it. There have been some criticisms saying about maybe they're playing a little bit too defensive, they're turtling up a little bit, they're playing too passive on the defense. When we know one of the things that is very important in control at the moment is having somebody hit those flanks, trying to get them off the respawn, farm those players, keep them staggered, essentially, not allowing attacking teams to bunch up and get the execution in. With London against Ultra, Ultra are very good at those executions. They're very good at being all together.
Having a look through some of the search and destroy those, we get this lobby up and running. And Ravens, honestly, Afro was just an absolute enigma throughout that game. Finding these kills in mid, it just helps out so much. And I wouldn't care, you know, Ultra had a good start, a very convincing defense, and that's really where you would put a lot of your stock in them. Those long-range gunfights, it's always going to be 0 against Insight in a certain kind of way. Insight just didn't really get going. He did have that 1 versus 2 to bring them to a better position, did have those moments, but like throughout the rounds, there wasn't too many of those first blood picks that we kind of associate him with that helped the team out, and they didn't really convert much of those first blood picks when they did find them as well.
Yeah, and it's just been the case in Desert Siege for Ultra. They've just not been really able to find what they want, and relying on some of their teamwork to try to get them through hasn't worked. We see CleanX trying to hit a flank here. This could have been huge for them. Unfortunately, wasn't going to work out. And Insight, we call him the clutch master, but in that game, he was left alone repeatedly and got one of them. Now, the funny thing is, clutches aren't really supposed to happen. No. It's one of the things, it's a statistical anomaly. You aren't supposed to be able to clutch. Trading should always come through. Insight does it more than most, and I feel like we sometimes give him unrealistic expectations. Like, oh, he's left the line in a 1 versus 3. He'll probably get it. Yeah, the truth is, it's unbelievably difficult.
It's very difficult to find yourself winning these situations time and time again. It's unbearable for the other teams, I would imagine, to be honest, when you see him there. Is it something that you start quaking your boots a little bit? I wonder, but this series is not done by any stretch of the imagination. Control, we're getting into it. Issues are fixed, the crowd is nice and noisy. It's only Thursday as well. My goodness, what a major we have on our hands. We've had a great series to kick things off here as well. But can Ultra find a route back into this game? It's gonna be tough.
It certainly is. Well, the first step of a long road for Ultra does begin here on Control. And London are going to try and make it their final one. Let's see how it kicks off already. Insight going towards A, and so are London.
It's the obvious push, obviously. Side of Ravens, secure this one in, see where you can get going. Good conversion for the side of Ultra, and honestly, they're going to be looking on the back of Afro. If he can continue these performances, Tuscan is going to be a map that he will have a lot of success on. And a lot of success is what Ravens are having here over towards A. Kills coming their way. Kills then going the way of Ultra. Nasuko trying to lock this one down as quickly as they possibly can, give them as much time possible to hit over towards B.
You can see already they're trying to go for it. The nades of Ultra rain down once again, and Cammy wins the gunfight. They have stopped the full tick onto A. Their objective for Ultra now is to try and get as many kills off this respawn as they can. Keep London pinned back as far as possible. Gizmo versus CleanX, and CleanX now on a 4 streak is forcing London into a position they do not want to be in.
CleanX now on a 4 spree himself, he will fall. Cammy now can't find anything here either. Nasty and Co finding the kills over towards A. Well played, Afro with the gunfight win, and that's going to be A locked in now for the side of the Royal Ravens. Gizmo yet to find a kill, but he's going all the way around here to find Cammy, and he gets it. It's a huge push already. London are in, they are on to B, they have the numbers, they have the opportunity. Insight already shuts one down. 0 versus CleanX, and they lose every gunfight in the end. Ultra have a second to breathe, and they will push up as far as possible. We'll catch up, Venue, don't worry. We'll get there. Bance and Co now looking to try and lock this defense in as best as they can. London trying to find a way through 6 kills in the lead for the side of Ultra in a very good spot.
And now they're looking to try and hold this down as long as possible. Still bleeding the kills. The Ravens are losing bodies. It's 18 to 10, 17 to 10, but it only takes 1 break ton.
That's all it does take on Control, doesn't it? It's very much not over till the fat lady is singing. 0 and Co now Just making sure they can try and find something, but inside Bance, CleanX all combining. And that's another push, just completely deferred from the side of Ultra. London Royal Ravens can't find a breakthrough.
They're still looking, they're still trying to get this one an Ultra. They just need to continue to trade all over the map. 5 lives for London, 4 lives for London. Absolutely flawless from here on out to have the opportunity to take this first round.
They haven't really looked likely, not even remotely. Push going to start coming on through. After we'll find 2 though inside the maps, but still 3 lives remaining for the side of London. A little bit scary now, possibly.
Cammy's been found, but he gets a kill. And now it's a 2 versus 8, a 1 versus 7, and almost makes the kill. Afro not able to do anything there in the end. And Toronto Ultra take that first round in control.
Solid from them. Really good. Just forcing themselves up the map. London can't get themselves anywhere near it. And Ultra lock it in nice and easy.
Well, first blood to the Ultra, but it is a defense on Tuscan. So it doesn't really mean the most.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. But at the same time, London Royal Ravens didn't get any takes over towards me. They didn't even look likely. So for Ultra, it's confidence for them. Can they find anything in themselves on this attack inside CleanX? Combining well, those kills will fall on through over towards A. Same story as what London tried to do. Get a hold of A nice and early, and plenty of time to push over towards B.
Oh, they're still looking, still cooking. Cammy finds one towards mid-church. And it's all going to be Ultra at the moment. 5 kills to nothing. And they're going to be making a move for it. Kismet finds one back to it as well. Zero gets the second. They are going to shut down B before Ultra have an opportunity. Nasty getting another one. Ultra do not have A yet. They haven't been able to answer this push by London. CleanX eventually finds 2. A will go to the side of Ultra. God. Finds the third. He dances through the middle. And it's Ultra with the pressure.
Can London hold on here? They don't have the bodies whatsoever. CleanX staying alive there is going to be massive as well. Ultra will start tightening that grip.
Well, let's see. London have a lot of work to do as Ultra come hounding them all the way through. Let's find out how they are feeling, though, with the London Royal Ravens. Listen in.
No comms, nice. That's a 3. Missing Ben. Missing Ben, okay?
We're going to close. We twice. Close left. Push you. Nice. Nice.
Chatting up, Dashy.
No. Open. Ramps open, boys.
Push low. That's like one shot, bro. That's like one shot. He went to fire. To your right.
Trying to hold this right.
You have a quick Marcus.
No.
Do you have right?
I'll go right. No.
I'll get right.
Church.
He's back over there. He's not monks. He's stunned.
Joe, if you want, I can put it on Alpha.
Weak, yeah?
I'm wrapping over.
He's bottom church, Joe, bottom church. One shot, bottom church. He went, still bottom, in the door.
Yeah, I'm starting
Still bottom in the door, bro. On your left, Joey. Nice, bro. Get out.
I'm
going mid-alley. Get right.
Get it.
I need to get right, yeah.
I've got mid-alley. Top fire's open, though.
How far?
Stone, dead.
Fire, dead.
There's one left. Maybe one left.
I'm
over. Get mid-alley. I'm helping you. Give me a sec.
Wait, Ben is when maps out. There's two. Ben and Jimmy.
Mid-alley, can be one shot.
Alright, listen, take out dive. Let's go left. Hold back on spawn, okay?
What's something maps?
Well, the London Royal Ravens just making sure they deflect all the pushes from Ultra. You can hear it. Figuring out with the small talk exactly how to deflect it. Ultra, though, have lost a lot of lives. They will now be trying to get over this life advantage and get into the point.
And in Farm Ultra, you need to be careful of Gizmo here. 5 spree for him. So that might be something that they can potentially use on an attack if you can't get a hold of this glide bomb. Inside with the shots into 0, though. Is there maybe one final opportunity for the side of Toronto Ultra with 30 seconds left to go?
They're looking for it. Ultra are going to be in. Do they have the players they need to get it as well? They get 2, but not the third. It comes back to it. And that's bad for Ultra because they need every single kill, and somehow they find it. They're going to stop the clock. It's a 6 versus 6. Onto the point, it's stopped. That's more players going down. The Ravens may have found a route through. Afro trying to hold down Charge! Afro! Unbelievable stop there in the end.
Oh my God.
It's a 3 versus 4. London are going flawless. Just when they needed it. Ultra, they teased us. They showed us maybe they can make it. In time, bring it back to a 2 versus 2. It's not over. It's not over at all.
Huge by CleanX as well. It's a 1 versus 2.
Zero has to get there. He has to find these kills. He's looking for them. He has to get onto the point. 6.5 seconds and a dream! And Ultra walk away. They take it, they're 2-0 up in the control. And the Ravens, this could be a continuation of their lack of form so far in control.
And we've seen the collapse starting to happen. You know, Ultra find that break on through. It looks a little bit dangerous for Ravens, but they find the kills coming back, but it comes down to Ultra clutching up. 2-0 up now in this control onto the defensive side. We may well be heading into map number 4 a lot sooner than maybe advertised. Ravens now trying to find something over towards A. Ultra getting aggressive. It feels like that swagger might just be back in the Toronto side.
Well, they found a couple of kills to begin with. Obviously, London just trying to capitalize on 8. Can we get another one? Can London regain? As CleanX gets one. Nasty stays alive though. Stops the clock, keeps the progress coming. They will need every single second to try and crack that nut that is B on this map.
Fine purchase over towards A though. 2 ticks are already locked in. Insight 6 free. Let's keep an eye on this. If he can secure a 7, as he often does, then it may well be Ultra on their way, as that 7th is, of course, locked in. Glide bomb in hand now for the side of Insight. Kills coming in, and I tell you what, London Ravens may struggle here. They've been forced back. Look at the life difference as well. Gunfight from Afro. Ridiculous from him.
Oh, Ultra.
I think we've got you in the venue now. We got you now. We're good. We're good. We're good.
We're back on time. It's all good. Afro though making his way through, looking for the second kill, and he gets it. It's a huge 2-piece from Afro. And London are going to try and get something going. They've already got the stop coming through. Afro again. 6 streak for him. Inside's going to go down. They may call in the glide here. Straight away, they need the breathing room. They're not going to get it. They're not going to get it. They're not going to get it. London are in. Afro's calling it in.
Has to call it in because the pressure's going to start coming from the side of Ultra. You need this round. The glide bomb finds nothing. And CleanX has found the kills in the point, and it's all falling apart for Ravens. But a hellishly good push. 2 ticks are in. It's very much not done yet.
And CleanX managed to get through the gaps and shut down London. Afro was still in the glide, and they found nothing with it. It could have been all over for this round, but it still breathes. They will need Afro to do it again to find their way into this B point.
Have to take their time here. There's still 1 minute and 15 seconds. You need one semi-decent push. Ultra not allowing them any room right now. Good gunfight win from Bance as well, but remember, Insight still has that ace in the hole, still has a hold of that glide bomb. He'll call it in if and when needed. 2 kills from Nasty though, here we go.
I love this from Gizmo, stopping the point. It's forcing Ultra to adapt. Unfortunately, the kills are not coming through for them. Afro again! He's trying to do it, but CleanX gets his own 3. The problem now for London is while they have a little bit of time, they do not have the lives, they do not have the position, and they've got to get through Insight. Insight is 22 and 10. 4 lives for London. And each one of them must be spent in the most efficient way possible.
It has to be pretty much perfect. 3 lives remaining, 2 lives remaining. London Royal Ravens. They had a sniff at this, but Ultra will shut it down. We said the controllers being an issue. Unless a minor miracle can come through here from the side of Zero, it's not going to happen. That is dominant in the control as we expected. The woes continue for London. Ultra back into the series.
Ultra, it's kind of the gimme map, and you know what, London didn't even seem that upset. It's kind of like, yeah, we've done that a lot this split. Just not been able to find really anything going on the control. Even with Afro doing everything he could to break it open, they just couldn't hold on for him. Like, he went into the glide, he caught everything out. London did not find the kills they needed.
Yeah, and it's that sort of situation. How many times have we seen it when it is a must-win round? The teams have this small advantage of that glide bomb. It gets called in, but that's then a body that you do not have firing. And somebody like Afro not shooting his gun at people is sometimes not something you want if you're the side of London Royal Ravens, but you got to call that in. And the fact that he finds nothing with it is always a little bit disappointing. But that was the moment for maybe Ravens could have got back into it, because then they're onto the defensive round themselves, which is, you know, a little bit more plausible than an attack. But there were at least moments there for Ravens. You know, the clutch round that Ultra came up with, Ravens would have said should have been 1-1. This moment right here, of course, it was a 4v4. Ultra come through far too easily. And it's just curious though. There was at least, I want to say, flutters of hope for the side of Ravens. A 3-0 scoreline is still not great, but there was still moments here and there that they could have possibly done something.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for me now that we've seen it again is that moving on in this tournament, regardless of what happens in this series, it is going to be a potential map for every other team London have to play that they might go, all right, no matter what happens, if we get one of the first hard points or S&Ds, it is a good statistic possibility that they will go up in this series, and that is not where you want to be for London. Having a weakness, don't get me wrong, if it's control, it's probably the best weakness you can have. We know how it went when it was like Ultra and their hard point, they could never get a game down, and we know FaZe's issues on S&D way in the past. Control's the one game where you're like, okay, it's just once, it is mid-series, it can be potentially annoying to have that weakness.
It's that swing though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's that moment where you're 2-0 up, you're cruising in the series, you lose a map convincingly like that. It is a potential momentum swinger, especially in such a huge game like this. It might just be the first game of the week, but it's winners bracket. It's important. You want to make sure you stay up here as long as possible. You're going up against a rival, if you like. You know, all these boys know each other really, really well. It could be that momentum swing that Ultra needed to get them back into this series. But again, the whole map set, we're leaning towards London and everything apart from the control, obviously.
Yeah, you are right. Essentially coming into this, London are the #1 seed. Everybody should be realistically picking them coming forward. The question we had is whether or not Ultra will be better on LAN. And I feel like it's disingenuous for me to sit here and say that they don't, because the first map was hardpoint, it was 1
It's
point.
close.
The S&D, obviously, Afro again putting up huge numbers for the Ravens. This game does rest a little bit on a knife edge. Neither team has looked completely dominant, apart from on the control, obviously. But fortunately, we don't play control again. We're going into a hardpoint, so...
Yeah. If you're the Ravens, you're happy with that. And it's a hard point that they beat Ultra on the last 2 times, the last time that they actually went up against each other at the beginning of the stage. As we mentioned, it was the first game back for Gizmo, and it was a surprising win, wasn't it? That Search and Destroy last time around was a lot closer as well in Desert Siege. That goes to around 11, where Gizmo finds an ace to get Royal Ravens in the driving seat. Similar story, though. It's looking like a 3-1 for Ravens if they can close out this hard point. And it's one, as a lot of us have kind of been predicting, we would have thought they're going to take the win.
Well, I'll tell you something, we're trying to figure out how these two teams are feeling here on the main stage. To a wonderful New York crowd who are making some noise for us in the venue all the way through this. And you can see the coaches on stage as well. They're figuring out, they're making sure to remind their players of the fundamentals and what they need to get this win on the next map.
They'll be known though. I said, like, where is the mindset for the side of Ravens coming into this? They know that their control has been put. They head into it and they just sort of say, well, okay, yeah, we lost it, so what? Is that their mentality? Or are they still really trying with it? Are they then going to be like, oh, we're downbeat about our control? Hopefully their mentality is in a good place here, because not like, look, let's be honest, a lot of people questioned it after what happened last week. They were in a good spot against LAG. Delays, obviously nobody's fault in particular. It doesn't help them at all, and they seem to crumble very, very quickly. This Subliners, this New York crowd has been fantastic. Can they be fantastic a couple more times, though, this week? I'd imagine it'll continue at Pricey.
It will do. Here are our top performers going into this next one, hardpoint-wise. Insight, a 1.02. He has really stepped up his respawn. It's been very good for Ultra when they need it. Gizmo, 1.08. Obviously, the return of the prodigal son for the Ravens. It's what they were waiting on, and it has made a difference. But speaking of difference, it's time for Berlin Hardpoint. This could be the last map, or it could be the catalyst for a reverse sweep. Only time will tell.
Both these teams in very good form heading into this map. London, 4 of the last 5 have went their way. Ultra, 7 of the last 8. So the confidence will be there for both teams, but Ultra need it more.
Well, you see already, it's going to be Ultra on the preferred side. They're into P1 first. They're looking to lock it down. That's going to be on stairs. Afro towards the back has caused some problems. Still getting the time here at the moment, Ultra, but they know London is close. Coming with the first gunfight. Looks for nasty, nasty breakthrough. Trades going all over P1. Gizmo comes to reinforce.
Ultra with the good spawn side coming on through, especially forwards P1, and statistically it's definitely more beneficial for some of these teams as they continue to hold just about. Nasty as they trade things out. But when it does come down to Berlin hardpoint, starting on this blue side that Ultra are on, 63% of the time, that team is coming away with the win. And that's down to the fact that they always do tend to have a lead heading over towards P2, but London, best P2 team on the game.
And this is going to be one of the reasons why. Zero just trying to hold down that streak, not let any players from Ultra put the pressure on the P2 yet. London aren't going to be in quite at the moment. They are waiting for positioning. They are trying to make sure they have a clean setup and they can win these trades in the point. Zero eventually comes through. CleanX going to be looking for him. Picks the wrong corner. Zero's still alive, flying! And Cammy eventually takes him down.
Good break coming in from Ultra. London Royal Ravens are the team you talk about when it does come down to breaks. Ultra find a nice way through. Have the side of spawns they want to keep a hold of. You'll not see Cammy move too much further forward. And imagine he wants to try and lock that down as best as he can. But inside the point, it's in sight. He's the only one who can find a kill, though, as Ravens come flying back into this one. Still a bit of a trade fest back and forth, but look at the top of your screen. London Royal Ravens are yet to break 10 points.
He'll eventually go through. Bance wants to try and find one more. He's going to find two players on the hill. He will not win that gunfight. Now, the most important thing is to keep an eye on that minimap. Afro already into fire. He's trying to open this up for his team and get the pin through.
45% of their time, London Royal Ravens are breaking hills, and it's down to this man. 1, 2. Oh my God, Afro! Towards the back, can't find the third, but that might open up the door now for the side of Royal Ravens. Gizmo up this side, spawns in for London. Toronto just crumbling away here. Royal Ravens have found a route through.
Afro has made a difference. He's 10 and 5. They've broken in. They've completely and totally taken Ultra out of this one as he continues to get that motor running. Afro will not let them have any chance. And eventually they manage to break through somehow, some way. Ultra find their way in.
Straight through fire. It's just gunfights are won very, very easily by the side of Ultra. They find the breakthrough. The Royal Ravens now have to do it all again. The hard work was done. You've got to lock in the time. They're not going to be able to. A small caveat for the side of London, though. Ultra were pretty much dug in initially. Damage limitation maybe is what you can take away from it there, but they would have wanted probably a little bit more than that with the break that came in.
Yep, and London are going to have to try and figure it out now. They're going over to train. This can be a bit of a spotty hill to get a lot of time on, but they do have the setup in and the map control. Look how far up they are going to be pushed. They will be unwilling to cede any points over to Ultra here.
It's one of those hills that teams have started to adapt to just a little bit better as the game has gone on. It has become one of those that's a little bit easier to find the time. Nasty, though, gets caught with his pants down, and all of a sudden, Ultra finding a way through. These kills are starting to come on through. What side am I watching here? Because usually, it's said, it's those breaks in for London. That is a flawless one for the side of Ultra. They do have Nasty left towards the back here. He may be something that can help Ravens get back through. And back and forth we go.
Nasty in an unbelievable position has helped London retain some semblance towards this hard point as he bounces along the trains, eventually gets found. London looking to push out. It's going to be Zero out towards back train, and he stays alive. They are just causing issues for Ultra, who just want to lock this one up and throw away the key.
Good time for the side of Royal Ravens, but keep an eye on that scoreboard. Slowly but surely, Ultra have built themselves a very steady lead here. Heading over towards P5, they wanted to get those fights coming in through, but it's not going to work out. It's all about this rotation around towards P1, though. How often do we talk about it? Fire control on this hill is paramount if you want to win Berlin. Bance trying to lock it in as best as they can here. Gunfights inside the middle will be influential, but still, looks like Ultra will have the spawns that they want to keep a hold of here in 45 seconds. I say that, never mind, an overextension.
Well, they're going to try and get a little bit of points on the P5 then, and make London come to them. If you can't get all the way round for this spawn, you soak as much as possible and try to get some points. And Cammy and Inside winning some gunfights. CleanX is going to be seen and will go down, but Bance wins another one. The points slowly but surely ticking up for Toronto. But what they really want is this time on P1.
This could be huge from Cammy, though. 20 seconds remaining. Kill on to Nasty as well. The push from Secret's going to come through, and he should be dealt with. But the rest of Ultra, has he opened the door for them? Not quite yet. Insight is there to try and walk through it. Afro will be the first one here, though, for the side of Royal Ravens as we do convert over towards that second rotation now. London are inside the point, but Ultra are very much here.
They're looking to break in, though, but it will be London with the bodies. You see Insight is waiting to try and make that kill, but Gizmo gets a huge 2 towards the back. And Ultra will have to reset and figure out this push. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh, I was going to say, around the back, it would have been Bance. But it's not going to be. London in a dominant position.
Yeah, has to be front door. Ultra got a lot of their points on that first rotation over towards this hill. I think it was around 40 or 50 or so. They were in a really nice spot. Ravens trying to answer back with a good hold of their own. It's been good so far. 20 seconds over towards them. That gap has closed quite significantly. Ultra trying to find a breakthrough. The grenades will help Bance. CleanX, here we go. Gizmo will then fall. It's clean from Ultra. Nicely done. It's only Afro who can answer, but Ultra find a break with 20 seconds to go. Rotation over towards P2 incoming.
Bance, a little bit going on a 4 streak, trying to stay alive.
It's a perfect rotation. It's been phenomenal from the side of Ultra. Look, they were there. Gunfights go over towards London, though.
CleanX looking to just hold this down. He knows his teammates are going to be a bit of a distance away, so it's going to be a bit of a hide and seek for it, but winning 2 gunfights so far does give the opportunity to get back into it. Zero takes down Insight. Still trying to stay alive here, CleanX. He knows more fights are coming towards him as Nasty bounces through. Cammy gets one back again. And Ultra do have a little bit of positioning so far.
They do. They got the lead as well. That control does go over towards Ultra eventually, but it was pretty much a trade fest that just is in the end. Cammy finding the gunfight around the outside. Ravens now positioning themselves over towards Docks. They're yet to sort of spring into life in this game, it feels, Brycey. It feels quite flat from the side of Ravens. Ever since that rotation over towards P3 that they broke so easily on the back of Afro, can't find it here over towards P2. London Royal Ravens will have that rotation if they want to take it nice and early. But it's going to be a decent lead here for the side of Ultra. It'll be around 70 or 80 by the time we do get over towards P3.
And Bance is going to try and do what Afro did, and somehow he slipped the net
through. My goodness.
I can't believe he keeps doing this. I think he might be found at some point, but no, he is sitting deep. London trying to figure out exactly what is going on. And the inside, can we get a couple of kills? Nasty's going to go all the way to back and eventually find him. Wipe that sweat off your brow here for London. They find what could have been a very, very dangerous player as they look to lock this in.
Round the back, though. Here goes CleanX. It's the SMGs that are breaking things open, but the ARs are there as well. Momentarily, Nasty is left all alone. Spawn out, Ultra break. It's happening time and time again. Royal Ravens cannot hold on to a hill here.
Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. They're trying to put the pressure on. Plat and Fire are going to be where this catalyst comes. Zero goes to the gunfight and towards the front. Bance is equal to it. Players from London are going to be in fire. They're trying to hold them off here, but it will be the better position for Ultra. You can already see CleanX says, hey, 20 seconds to go, I'm on the rotate.
Yep, he's already away. London will find that breakthrough. They need that scrap time. Ultra now ticking into around 200 points. CleanX is here. He will be all alone for momentary time, and Afro will relieve him of that pressure.
They're looking for each other inside.
Don't know who's got control here.
Just trying to find it, and of course, Afro wins the gunfight again. They needed this one. London got broke so easily. Last time we went to train, and we're looking not to repeat those past mistakes. And Afro is doing everything he can to hold on.
Need to start stepping up with these rotations, with these setups, because Ultra just finding their way through so many times and so easily. It's another break that comes up through. Nasty lines them both up, though. As Cammy will then fall. London trying to fight from the back foot here, but Ultra keeping them off the point is absolutely phenomenal from them. They will happily take that one, and they've just been a step ahead, it's felt, throughout this whole game. Can they find a few more moments here and force this to a map number 5?
Well, Cammy's going to find one, Bance finds another. No real points being scored at the moment. London going to still have that small control. Cammy jumps on for a couple of seconds, but London will take that 10. And it comes down to P5 and P1. London are not out of this. It's a very close game for them.
They have closed the gap here over towards P4. But something we spoke of there before, they're the best P2 team on the game, they're the best P3 team on the game. We have not seen any evidence of that throughout this map. And the scoreline is showing it. Ultra have walked away with the time here, and heading in towards P5, they've got the spawns over towards Fire. They'll lock that in as best as they can. They're also 40 points away from sending us to a map number 5.
And this is where Ultra have to hold their composure and where London need to be great. Looking for this.
Oh, these are good gunfights to win for the side of London. It's good time for them as well. Rotations starting to come in. A little bit of presence over towards P1. Things may get a bit scary.
London are coming back into this one. Gizmo, it's a huge kill for him. Locking down P1, finds a second. A 5 streak for Gizmo. And they may be seconds away from finding everything they want here, London.
Bance staying alive, and ticket would have been huge, but he gets taken down by Nasty. London in.
Gizmo
is still going.
Looking for a 7th, eventually Cammy will cut him down. And they did so much work. The benefit for London is the points they got to P5. If they can find a break now, it will put Ultra on the back foot.
Afro could do with winning this gunfight up against Insight, finds it as well. Is that going to be the break here now for the side of the Royal Ravens? CleanX overextended. Can he be in a position to maybe flank here? Nasty Zero find the kills. Bance now needs to get inside and slow this one down. London in a really good spot to bring this one back to inside the point.
London have done it. They've broken P1. They're in. Insight finds 1 kill, but it's not enough. You can see Ultra are still miles away. Afro cuts down 1-0, throwing everything he can and gets 2. It's a 3 streak. And Ultra have a decision. Do we go or do we stay? And it looks like they're going to go. They're not going to win the gunfight for this one. London will take the lead.
Gizmo was the one that broke things open there for the side of London, who, as you said, will find themselves in the lead for pretty much the first time in this game at the most important moment. But let's take a breath now as Ultra have this setup. A couple of good kills coming on through. London need to do it all again. It may well be from train side as Nasty will find one over there, but the break needs to come. Ultra are dug in deep, and they are 20 points away from the win.
Cammy finds 1. Ultra are trying to get this and lock it down in every single way, and they get 3. They're back in the lead, 15 seconds left to go. And here come London. One last roll of the dice. Insight finds 1. Zero's trying to get the player inside the hill. They're filing in, they're getting it, but the purple wall is holding them back. But gives her an Afro. Bance gets that trade coming through eventually in 2 more seconds, and Ultra are going to hide it as Afro cannot get it. We're going to a map number 5. We said before, Ultra and London does not disappoint. And the start of Major 4 turns into a map number 5.
Fantastic game out of these two. It felt like just a battle of the breaks, and so often we've talked about London being that team who can find the breaks, but their holds there were not good enough. A very respectable comeback towards the end. They found that break that we didn't see them find throughout the whole game over towards P1. But is not enough. A 20-point game. Ultra will take it. We see a map number 5. And honestly, it never felt like London were going to come back and win that, though. Even when they were in it, it's always felt like Ultra were in control throughout that whole game.
And I got to highlight this at this point because we've spoken about it a lot, but it's worth reminding Afro has been lights out for London. He was lights out again in that hard point, but it was not enough. And you are right, I think the problem for London was they weren't holding in the position we expected them to. The breaks were coming in very easily for Ultra, a 20-point difference. We saw London have a great second half of it, but it doesn't matter, because I tell you what is happening now. It's a 2-2. That means it's a map number 5. That means we have an opportunity to see glory for either of these two teams on the main stage at the Major. London started off great. They won a hard point with 1 point. They got into the S&D, and Control let them down. And Ultra have jumped on that possibility. They see the light at the end of the tunnel, and a reverse sweep is possible, but we'll all find out after the break.
you ready to cook for you, Sky.
You gotta chill, dude. Yo, get a couple deep breaths in, boys.
Let's get it. Let's go.
Dude, I think I can definitely cast F1.
Invites are out. Oh my gosh.
We're in the game. Yeah, we're already in.
We're all in.
You're delayed.
Right. Simp, sell, Arcitys, aBeZy. Simp, sell, Arcitys, aBeZy. Simp, sell, Arcitys, aBeZy. Simp, sell, Arcitys, aBeZy.
Arcitys, sell, aBeZy, Simp. aBeZy, Arcitys, Simp.
Zero, nasty. Gizmo Afro. Zero, nasty. Gizmo Afro.
Blue Thunder Tracer Pack. Did they have them back in World War II? They had that. I've seen that in World War II documentaries.
They also had Snoop Dogg.
It's freezing. My are about to cut something, man.
You just have like a esky in the back where we just dip our whole head in there. Huh? What's an esky? A cooler. Oh. Just put it full of ice and water, and just like after each map, everyone just dip their head and just sit on the setup dripping.
I'm defrosting my hand right now. Only my right hand though.
I should have brought like an ice pack or something. Would have been hella clutch.
Reply if you're a cool person. If not, that's fair enough. You're still cool.
I was playing on university internet. That was the best. You were in my dorm room.
You were in my fiber before fiber.
I was in my dorm room frying.
Last week, it was my dad's birthday when we played London, and all he wanted for his birthday was us to win. We lost. We lost. That's tough. But no, it's okay. Because today is my mom's birthday. Oh. And she wants us to win, so we can redeem ourselves. Okay. So we can redeem ourselves.
I took pre-workout last night, and the gym was closed. Yep, so I sat there.
I'm asleep right now.
No, you're not.
I'm woke right now.
You twisted.
I can go to bed.
I'll stream something like that.
What?
Probably. Just keep moving forward.
No, don't run backwards, you. Not you, Eli. I'm talking about as a team.
Game is starting. We'll see about that, ref.
Why don't we just move the day to tomorrow, Smut? Who's down? Why don't we just move it to next year? We'll come back next call.
Røkkr not prepared, maybe not ready for it. Attach can try to dodge, but does he know that somebody is hot on his heels? Yo, girl on my side, she my sidekick. First round draft, that's the right pick. 3, 2, 1, let's get it.
And it's only Dashy left for the clutch. This will be a 1 versus 3 if he can make it. Bomb is now going down, surely. Can Dashy do it again? Gonna get there in time. Down, that player is not out. It's a 1v1 in sight. He's gonna fire the tugs again. Now Dashy over and over again is clutching against Ultra. Gizmo Zero get it as well. They're back into it. And Afro gonna be on the flag. He's looking for the players. Finds a 2-piece. And they're now coming off a spawn. And Afro's going for the chow because of course he is. A Cellium dropped as well.
He has got a lot to work with. As you said, Røkkr not prepared, maybe not ready for it. Attach can try to dodge, but does he know that somebody is hot on his heels? He's got an Australian Shepherd ready to take him down. Not for 1, but for 2. 3 out of Pred. Truly a predator.
Standy's managed to make it through. He's on the bomb. He's going to get the blood. Gravity with the first blood. They seem to have some kind of divine purpose to drive this one home. It's a 2v2. Gravity wins the fight on the flank. All of it comes down to Attach.
At some point, you got to flood out and check this bomb, and maybe Gravity fans into him, or maybe Gravity guns him down.
Absolute gunny, and now it's only going to be Cellium left in a 1 versus 3. A technical 1 versus 4 if he can make it, but this is a disaster.
Yeah, versus Seattle, someone just commit towards hopping the bomb. There's no way everyone should be looking for where Cellium is on the map. And now he makes it a manageable play. 1v2, you know that one player is flanking. Gets a couple shots onto Mack, but accuracy is on a bomb. Huge one-on-one. Now you have to get him a bomb. And Cellium with the 1v4 for Atlanta FaZe.
It's time.
Who's ready to go?
Who's ready to go back?
To go back.
Who's ready to go to champs?
Who's ready? Are you ready?
I'm in.
I'm most definitely in.
I'm in. I'm in.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. We're
the best of the best of the best.
You know.
We're locked in.
We are all in.
It's ring time, baby. No.
Nope.
No excuses. Excuses.
Between me and you.
You know we're winning, right?
We're winning. We're in the end game now.
Oh, you know
We're ready for another round.
This is our year.
Our year.
I'm here for it all.
For it all.
Time to take what's ours.
Coming for that ring.
Wait, where are we going?
Yo, didn't you hear? We're running it back to Cali.
Oh!
Never been. Do I need a hoodie?
Champs is going back to Cali.
Champs is back in LA, baby.
We're going back.
I'll be there.
How about you?
Are you gonna be there?
It's gonna be a good time.
See you there.
Vivid. Just open in it.
Got out.
Scump see him? Does Scump see him? Scump!
Hit the quick scope. Onto Bance. So now with 40 seconds left, Bance is gonna push right across.
Oh my! What? What? What was that?
Biggest threat on the map, and he's trying to make amends for I don't know 4-map losing streak. That's kind of crazy.
That's kind of crazy. What the world star? Does Scump see him? Scump! I don't know. Oh, there we go. Point of view. We can't. You can see him eventually as well. He's going to go down. 1v1. Dashy versus Vivid. Vivid makes a move. Dashy's going to see him as well. Vivid is going to get the timing at the same time, and that's too late.
Incredible.
Seattle Surge, you will take it. Prez now set up for the kills. He's got himself an AR. He's got himself two. Here comes a third, and oh my God, the thunder from down under guns him.
Towards the other side, where I say they're flooding in. London are trying to find a hole, but it's only going to be 0 and 2 piece, and 3 for 0. Finds it eventually. Oh my God! And they have managed to crack through this all off the back of one man. That's 6 now for 0. Holding it down when they need him the most. Insight coming to the gunfight as well as 0 keeps going.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We are live at Major number 4, and we did take a little bit of a break there to fix the audio because, I'll be honest, at home we love you, in the venue we love you. We want to make sure everything is right for this finale. It is currently 2-2 between these teams. We're going to a map 5 for London. It is staving off disaster for Ultra. The reverse sweep is on the cards.
Only issue with the audio is me and you. Problem really.
Yeah, sorry, man. I can't do anything.
Yeah, I can't do much about that now. But yeah, what a series this has been. Very much so. These Toronto and London games always deliver, and they are delivering here on LAN. My goodness me, we're here to a map number 5. I've been watching. I think I've watched the end of that map 1 about 15 times already. That was daft.
My throat still hasn't recovered.
No.
Just blew my voice out in the very first map of LAN. That's it.
That's it for the
I'm
weekend.
off. I'm fired. But before we go back and talk about map number 1, we need to walk forward. The crowd is ready. Everyone at home is looking forward to it.
Is that Crimsix?
No, Ton. We're hyping up map 5. Okay. Map number 5 is on the cards. Hello to everyone who can see us. Yes, we're way up here in this beautiful theater. And what a stage. Map 5. Let me get back on a point here.
Sorry.
I've introed map 5 about 12 times. Map 5. Between these two, the winner will move on to top 6. That's 20 points in the bag. If they can get it, it doesn't matter that much for London, but it matters a whole lot more for Ultra. And of course, being top 6 in the major, that's obviously the big prize. Continuing through the winner's bracket. But who wins out of this one? Ton, we were talking about Bacage before this series. Let me know how you feel.
Honestly, I mean, we barely seen Ultra play it. Barely. But then they played it up against OpTic recently, and they were really good. They were really, really good. It felt like OpTic every single moment had to clutch up, had to find a way, get it back into the game. They did so on multiple occasions, but Ultra were in the driving seat throughout it. London Royal Ravens, though, I mean, we've seen one of the best solo performances in a search and destroy across Vanguard from Afro on this map. They are going to need to shut him down. CleanX is going to have a game here if they want to stop Ravens on this map. But there you go, there's the statistics. The defensive win percentage there for Toronto, but there's not much of a sample size to see from it. Before we've seen them play it up against OpTic, we hadn't seen them touch it since May.
And this could be the difference. Just how do you split hairs on this map? London could have ended it, but Control has let them down and opened the door for a reverse sweep. Ultra did not win that S&D, something they were famed for. But it doesn't matter. None of this matters. Statistics, feelings, facts. It's all out the window because one map has to go and the better team will take it.
Here we go then. Crowd, if you can keep this up all weekend, we're going to have a good time. 3 more days of this to go, and keep your voice as we head into a map number 5. Bacage S&D Things get a little bit crazy between Toronto Ultra and London Royal Ravens every single time. And let's just do it on the craziest map of all.
Well, here we go. This may be a little bit of a slow start for these two teams. They feel each other out and figure out where to apply the pressure. But Nasty with the first blood. Takes down CleanX. There'll be a double nade that's hit him already. River has not gone their way. And Ultra will have to figure out how to break this. But the man of the moment potentially could be Afro for Ravens.
Let's see if he can lock this down. First blood coming in for the side of Ravens is important. And they are just offering absolutely nothing to Ultra here. Not even a sniff of a kill comes on through. Afro.
He'll get cold lying on the floor like that. But here comes the push. Ultra just waiting, trying to figure out if they can get through here clean, and Afro just laying like a rock and still not seeing anything. Ultra are basically stepping on his head.
Oh, Bance is in.
They haven't seen him.
Did he see it? He didn't see it. 25 seconds left to go. One of these two teams is going to have to do something here. It is London with the advantage in numbers. Ultra have got to do something. You got to do something.
Kismet's going to find him. Kismet's going to find Bance, and he has. The kill come through. Cammy gets one. There's still 2 versus 3. The problem is time. Ultra have no time. Insight finds a second. It's a 2 versus 2, but the bomb is miles away, and Afro eventually comes into play. Finds Insight. Thank you very much. There's the 2. And the time was the issue. Ultra lost the first blood, and then burnt as bad as much time as you can physically do. And the trades won't matter, because the clock will win.
London once again, first in that 4v3 percentage when it does come down to these teams. When they're finding first bloods, they are converting them 82% of the time. Absolutely huge to have that in your back pocket. If you're finding these first bloods, they are so solid. They didn't give Ultra an inch there. Can Ultra answer back themselves though? First bloods, they're last when it does come down to it, so that's not where you want to be. London will be the ones trying to find this pick. Over towards A we go. Can they get anything done over here? Utility very important over towards the back, but the aggression not quite there yet.
They're waiting for this. They know a push is imminent. And then are stacking and looking. They are trying to get the position they need to be in. No first bloods yet. Gizmo checking out towards the back. Cammy could be the stopgap. They know where Cammy is. Some gunfights have already come through. And already found it, and it's just going to be on the tiniest little bit as Cammy runs into it, but somehow still alive! CleanX gets the trade! How on earth does that happen? Bance gets another one, and London find themselves in a 2 versus 4 when they should have had first blood all locked up.
Gizmo should have found that kill. Inside, a little bit of a dangerous one, but Zero left on his own now. Will surely be challenged, will surely be killed. Oh, he just rests on the edge of a knife every single time. If Gizmo finds that kill, it's so different. Ultra lock it in, Gizmo cannot. And that is potentially a big moment further down the line. 1-1.
That's not how I expected that to go at all.
Not even remotely.
Somehow Cammy took everything Gizmo had to offer. But 1-1, an opportunity for redemption there for the Ravens. Can they get this round back towards them? But it will be Ultra on the attack again. The last time around, the first blood went against them, and then they just played it very slow.
Utility out from the side of London, no information gained. Bit more of an aggressive setup here from both sides, actually. We're going to try and find anything. If you're Bance, just information he's playing for that.
Ruining the resale value of that house. One spray at a time.
Look at this, London are ready for the push that's going to come through there if that's what's going to happen. Ultra, very passive once more. They love to do this, look for the picks. And neither team has found any bit of information on each other so far. Is CleanX going to be the one to try and break through? Because Afro, we know how good he has been on this map for Ravens. It's the kind of spot you would want him in. Was there any information gained from that? The grenade comes over. I don't think it bothers anybody. That bomb is down, 4v4.
Still, nobody really getting into a big gunfight. Afro in a precarious position, but it could be the difference. Cammy already finds one. Advantage to Ultra. They've got it down to a 2 versus 4. They're looking for the last player. It's a 1 versus 4 now. And it's only going to be Afro. He's great, but I don't think he's great enough. It's Cammy with a 360 off the top rope. Brings it to Ultra, 2-1.
Again, very slow rounds, aren't they? It's getting down to the final few seconds, and whoever blinks first seems to be losing it. First gunfight comes on through. That bomb is down. It makes things so much easier for the side of Ultra, who can just back it up. But both teams are not offering anything, but offering a lot in a certain way as well. They're very much sitting back on the defensive side and inviting the teams in. but not showing face whatsoever. When that bomb is then down, you have no information if you're the London Royal Ravens, other than the bomb is down. And the retake is that much more difficult. I'm curious if both two teams just playing and maybe a little bit nervous, but look at this hit.
Oh, Cammy's going to move, but somehow clears to that first blood. Kismet gets one back on the Cammy. Already, Bance is coming through. And I tell you something, a change of tempo already into this one. London went for the fast hit, but they did not get the kills they wanted.
Next kill could be huge. Insight. Not going to play with fire there. Zero looking to try and find a pick, but London Royal Ravens yet to really get going here in map number 5.
Where on earth do London go?
Neither team has really had much information on these attacks at all. Both defensive sides very passive.
Problem for London is obviously they're going to want to plant, so that means a player has to do it and the player has to overwatch. But without that information, it makes it a difficult prospect. They have to slowly but surely peek this one down. Now she's been sent up towards the top, throws the shoulder and gets away.
It's looking like London are probably going to go down here. The shots are good from Nasty, but they're better from Bance. Zero now left in 1 versus 3 with 20 seconds to go, and this would be something. Just doesn't have the time, doesn't have the info. Or does he? Gets out, 10 seconds to go though. Time is the ultimate issue here, and that is going to be surely another round over, or is it?
Wait a second, they're going to check this regardless. And he's not. Oh, wow, okay. Wouldn't have mattered if he'd lost the gunfight. Ultra got up 3-1. The time was against him, ton.
And that's more kills coming in for Bance. He's going to be very close to that streak now. I want to say that might be number 6. We'll keep an eye on it when we go into this next round. That is hugely important. Could just be an information tool when it does come down to it. It is indeed number 6. So can Bance find the 7th? Well, maybe be another nail in the coffin here for the Ravens, who are yet to really get going. We've talked about Afro 3-3 from him, but Ultra have not played into it. They've been passive, they've been slow. They don't want to have to get too crazy with Afro inside of Grandmas.
The problem for playing for this streak is there's no easy way to get it for Bance.
This is perfect for Ultra. Look at the aggression coming in from London. They might just get picked apart.
They stay alive. London commit bodies towards A. They don't get anything for it. And Ultra could have got the first blood. They don't, though. Fight's going down. Cammy's already found Gizmo. Advantage to Ultra again. But where do they apply this pressure? Problems at both bomb sides for them as Nasty gets inside. Back to 3 versus 3.
Ultra just feels like have the read on this at this moment in time. Very slow and passive, and it's working out for them. CleanX on a 3 spree himself. And things might start getting a little bit more aggressive here for this side of Ultra. They smell blood in the water and a little bit of a gap, but here come the Royal Ravens. 2 around the outside. Nasty and Afro combining. And that's just put Ultra off just a little bit, but a fight over towards the back. Afro will find another, and Bance is all of a sudden left in a 1 versus 3.
I think he tried to help his teammates out. There's the Afro. That's going to be the glide. It's big for Bance.
That's huge.
Is he going to find anything else, though? A 1 versus 3 as he checks every single corner. But the time is against him, depending on what play he chooses to make here as he flies out towards River. Somebody's waiting for him. He was thinking that London would probably be around A for it, but the Ravens do walk away with a round win. The benefit for Ultra is they have a glide in the pocket now.
Yeah, a small silver lining to that round for the side of Ultra, as you say. So that glide bomb is now in. And will it make much of a difference for the side of Ultra? It's been quite a strange Bocage, hasn't it? It's been the least Bocage search and destroy I've seen in quite some time on Bocage. Wow. Neither team really won't commit to too much. It's not so much about the SMGs. It's been about Ultra just trying to find those picks, playing passively, and London not really having too much of an answer so far. 3-2.
They're looking up the pace here. The nades come through, but no information for London. This means one of 2 things. Either they go for the quick rotate towards B, or because they've got nothing, it means the way might be open for them.
And you can just see in their play, they're finding no information, so they're passive. They don't want to make this push too hard. They're kind of running in blind at this moment in time, and it's not really that anything that's going to work out for any team in particular, but for Ravens to have somebody like Afro, he has no info. He'll have to maybe just do it himself.
Well, the entry is what we're looking for. Ravens burning time. They are hoping for a misstep from Ultra. They are looking for just the hint of potential. And this could be it. Already Cammy finds the first blood, though.
That was the bomb carrier as well. Bomb now down, 35 seconds remaining. London have to spring into life very, very quickly.
Afro, the movement's not going to pay out for him, and they get it all done. 0 in a 1 versus 4. Could potentially get the bomb down here, but there are so many Toronto Ultra players who are waiting for him to show himself. Gets the one towards the back, and Ultra, they may shut him down or they may just throw the shoulders.
Not going to happen for Zero. A valiant attempt to be spare, but honestly, Ultra just playing this really well. They aren't giving London anything, nothing at all. London need to maybe try and be a little bit more aggressive, but then there's been times that Ultra are sitting back and they're just countering it. Every single time, London need to find a little bit of fire here because it feels very, very flat at this moment in time.
And we start again, only a few seconds away from getting into this next round, 2-1. And Ultra have the opportunity to move forward. A 5-2 at this point with a glide bomb in the pocket would be huge for them. But they got to find that first blood. And it feels like an awful lot of time left in this round at the beginning. When it goes like 1:16, it feels like an age. But that quickly it disappears.
And both teams just seemingly not wanting to make any mistakes. Afro's just trying to position himself in places that he can then go off. Never had the opportunity, and how many of those have we seen from Ultra? Another grenade goes over, another Ravens man dies. And Ultra now, once again, it's like when they smell blood in the water, they just tighten their grip. They close on in and they execute. But can Afro be the ace in the hole? Well, he's not going to have much to do now. Glide bomb coming on through. Nasty should be dead and is. It's a 4 versus 2 now for Ultra.
38 seconds on the clock. Bomb will go down, resetting it at 45. Ravens have to do everything. They've already been found a little bit. Kismet tries to fly out there for the trade. Not going to happen. They're trying to get through all the way through the middle map, but Cammy says thank you very much. And now it's Afro in a 1 versus 4. Finds the first. Oh, not quite the second. He could have done with that.
And frustration will be continuing to grow here for the side of Royal Ravens. London have not had a sniff the majority of the time. Toronto Ultra are playing this wonderfully. They are reading Ravens every time. And Ravens don't have an answer to this passiveness. Bance is 10-2.
Benjamin Bance. A name that has echoed through European Call of Duty history in incredible ways. And now the Ultra are 1 round away from a reverse sweep of the major. Questions were asked, and they are looking to give us an answer. An answer that shuts down every bit of criticism. Here already, first blood. Bance is going aggressive. He's going aggressive. He's going to call this out.
Ravens have went aggressive themselves, though. And this is something we haven't seen so far. Ultra gonna have to back on down. What can Ravens do with it?
They're pushing through. London are trying to change the tempo for this one. And already that's first blood. CleanX finds the first one. Gizmo finds one back, though. A 3 versus 3. That's now a 2 versus it's Bance again. And it's down to a 1 versus 3. Ultra had found history. They have found a reverse sweep in the first game of the major, unless Zero can find something, but it's no good! And Toronto Ultra go top 6. They get 20 points, and they put the Ravens down. Ultra were not the favorites, but that doesn't matter at LAN. And for the Ravens, #1 seed walking into the major and now in the lower bracket.
And just such a flat performance in game number 5. It's things you hate to see. And they just couldn't get going whatsoever. When you think of Ravens, you think of Prakash, you think of Afro in there, in Gromos, finding these kills of attackers coming in, finding them to open up. Ultra position themselves to say absolutely not. Not even remotely giving Ravens a sniff at getting into their stride in game number 5. It is a reverse sweep to kick off the major. And what a series that was, from map 1 to map 5, back and forth. My goodness.
Hey, I'm okay if they keep giving us these games. Like,
I'm all right with it.
We knew it would be good. We knew it would be great the entire way through. It started off unbelievably. A 1-point difference in the hard points. A close 2-game series in the S&D. Then the weakness showed. The problem for the Ravens. The control reared its ugly head in this series. And it set off the catalyst for a reverse sweep. The hard point, number 4, was close. But Ultra took it. And then they strode, they strutted, they walked and ran all the way into this reverse sweep on the S&D.
Honestly, it was just such a good performance. There's so many teams who look at that and say it's very, very typical, to be honest. Every single moment, it just felt like they knew where Ravens were. They played exactly how they needed to. Do not allow Ravens to get aggressive. Do not allow Afro to be influential. They sat back, they waited, they were patient. And nearly every single time it works out in their favor. For Royal Ravens, though, it's back to the drawing board. He was so good online, looked phenomenal at maps 1 and 2. As you said, Control rears its ugly head, and things change very, very quickly. In the EU matchup, goes to the map number 5, the reverse sweep for Ultra to get the job done. My God.
And a lot of questions will be asked after this game as we go through the highlights. Essentially, you got to remember, Ultra did look obviously okay on that first half point. They looked like a pretty good team.
It was close.
The S&D, they started pulling it back. And when you look at the entire series through that lens of there were potentials in those maps for them. Got to remember as well, the fourth hard point, it could have been. Realistically, Ultra's map set here was a little bit better than Ravens, and that matters in a 3-2.
It really, really does. Just honestly, from the side of Ultra, they will take a lot of confidence from that one. As you said, the maps that were close did go over towards the Ravens, but honestly, the maps that Ultra won, not close. Yes, okay, map number 4 was back and forth, but Ultra convincing in the map wins that they found, convincing in this series, and will get themselves into that winners bracket. Still looking good for the side of Ultra.
It certainly does, and that means we get to send this down to the main stage. It's FaZe with Bance.
Thank you so much, Bryson Ton. My God, Bance, okay? All your wins in this stage have been from reverse sweeps. And looking at the way that this was started at the Major 4, some out there would say, hell, y'all pretty much won 5 maps, okay? We saw the closest control in map number 1. You almost brought that S&D back in map number 2. At that moment, when you find yourself down 0-2, how was y'all feeling?
We were still feeling confident. Like you said, both maps were close, so there wasn't really anything to get annoyed about. We knew we were playing like really good COD. We just had to start converting, you know, clutching up, and that's what we've done.
Yeah, man, we saw right there in, you know, maps 3, 4, and 5, you guys really come through. Talk to me how you match up against the Royal Ravens. You guys always play up against them right here. Today, here in Major 4 with this awesome crowd, y'all found a way to dig deep again.
Yeah, I feel like every time we play them, we kind of know the map sets. Their best maps are our best maps. So it's literally a battle of just squaring up whoever's clutching up on the day. They've had our number twice, we've had their number twice, so, you know, it just feels good. Feels good clutching up against them.
I can tell. I see the smile on your face right here. Talk to me about how the team is feeling, because like you said, the main 3 wins in which you guys got were all from reverse sweeps, okay? I know that's got to be taxing on your mental.
Yeah, it's definitely not how I'd want to win, you know. That nice quick 3-0 would be nice. No, but it's good. It's good character building for us. Normally we, well, we've had some unfortunate reverse sweeps, but now we're doing the reverse sweeping, so it feels good.
That's good, that's good. Well, you know what, Bance, best of luck to you and the squad, okay? That's going to do it here for us on the main stage with our Game Fuel Victory interview. Desk, take it away.
11-2 in a reverse sweep to start the day off in New York. It is actually booming here in the Major 4. But I have a question, Nameless Man. What the hell happened with London?
Well, let's just say this. It's a Game 5 on your best map across any game mode. 10-2 London are on Bocage S&D. Going up against the Toronto Ultra, which is usually their auto veto when it comes to search and destroy. And you lose that. That is unacceptable if you are the London Royal Ravens. I mean, we're talking about Toronto Ultra slowing down the pace of the game. The London Ravens did not know what they wanted to do there. When you slow down the game like that, Jay, you know it. You have to play as a team. That teamwork and the adjustments mid-round have to come into play. When you don't get that early kill, it becomes a lot more stressful, and we saw London dealing with it all game long.
Yeah, right there, Toronto Ultra, they just capitalized every single moment that they needed to. And that map closed it out in 6-2 to get 7 first bloods. They're just knowing their opposing team. Like, when you play the map so much, if you're London, you're going to go back if you're Toronto Ultra and just watch every single time that they play that. No player tendencies, and that's why you see them getting multiple first bloods with those nades. They just know where London are trying to set up around that map. When you pick them apart, put yourself in a man advantage, that's when they found a lot of success.
Well, I think the problems happened way before that. By the way, the audience is lovely at this event. I hope you guys can hear them. They are loud. But Ali, I think it all fell apart during control. If you want to take control of the whole event, losing that third map, it looked like London weren't even the same team anymore.
Well, at that point,
though, like, we knew London was probably going to lose the control, right? Toronto Ultra, the only game that they've been looking good in this stage has been control, and London was 0-5 into it heading in, so we were like, okay, well, London needs to go up 2-0 series. That's what they do, but the issue is, like I touched on at the beginning of this map, is that Toronto Ultra is more of a momentum-based team than they give themselves credit for. They get that hot 3-0 on that control, they head into that Berlin, it's like the fundamentals found their way right back to Toronto Ultra. They were getting all the P3 early rotations. We saw that P2 rotation where they almost choked it, but Insight off the spawn books it deep docks to make sure they have that early control of P2 and end up pulling out the W there on that hill and then completing the reverse sweep in the bow cage. I was just Benjamin Bance getting comped for a lot today, like Bance I mean, Toronto Ultra, we know they're a very composed and teamwork-based team, so to see them have a reverse sweep like that against London Royal Ravens, who are 4-1 this stage, I have more hope for them.
It's late. We already got an upset here. I mean, like, guys, we're talking about London Royal Ravens. They were #1 in the standings coming into this event, losing in a Game 5 to kick things off. This tournament's going to be wild, man.
Okay, so the tournament was wild at the beginning anyways. It all happened in Hardpoint, the very first map, which is the Scump play of the game. Steady. That was back and forth. The crowd was going crazy. We were screaming.
Brother, it's a 1-point hardpoint game, man. A 1-point hardpoint game. But you can just see right here, the Ravens, they're at 248. They're thinking, all right, we start off with this initial 2-piece. We should be okay to hit the trade situation. But no, CleanX at least stalls time for his teammates to spawn in the back, and then it's Bance's time to get alive. He gets a 2-piece. It's non-stop trades all around. And now you see London are all spawning out towards the middle of the map. You have one player who hits to P5. CleanX is the cutoff guy that goes through bottom church. He gets traded, but eventually this player, number 7, which is Gizmo, he comes all the way from P5, finds that 2-piece to close out the game for the Ravens. In those crucial moments right there, the fact that he was able to set up that pinch play, tremendously great plays from him, because usually in those moments, you're thinking rush, let's just get to the hill. But great play from Gizmo to eventually close that one out for his team.
I honestly love moments like that where it's just at some point, like, you know, comms are just crazy and it's just every player, like, at that point it's just in sync on what to do when the game is that close. But I didn't even notice. I was like, the game should have been ended there when Nasty died trying to push out T. But as he was dead, a nade connected that he had thrown, like, right before he got taken out. And so he basically traded himself out, and that is what gave them the advantage to still contest that point and win the game. I didn't even notice that the first time watching it.
Absolutely insane. I wish we could get a replay of just that whole first map. But ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have Boston Breach facing off against Florida Mutineers. Jay Steady will not be on the desk for that one, so I'm going to have to ask your prediction before we send it over to break.
Oh, that's no problem, man. Boston 3-0.
Boston 3-0.
The way that they've been looking throughout stage 4, man, that team came out swinging, looking great in hardpoint, looking great in control, which they have been struggling with. They've been winning maps they were 3-10 on, like Kavutsu control. That team, ever since that roster changed, they're going to come out swinging.
All right, to put a bow on this first series, by the way, let's take a look at the Team KDs to see how everybody did. I personally want to see how Bance did, because ending that map on 11-2, he was insane, and rightfully so. Look at that, 190.
Yeah, I mean, these guys fried. And then also, CleanX had some big moments in this series, man. Like, he's the guy who's prone to the bad game throughout it. But, I mean, everybody here, the teamwork came to life, and everybody played well.
Right, let's also take a look at London Royal Ravens. I'm not sure how this is going to look, but...
That's going to be abysmal.
Well, I'm not used to seeing that. Now, Afro did all right.
Afro always does all right, though, but my issue was with that Game 5 Search and Destroy, it was a lot to put on his shoulders, right? Most of the success that we saw out of the London Royal Ravens was when Afro was getting mixy and comfortable on that map, and unfortunately in that Game 5, you know, he just couldn't get anything going, couldn't get their foot in the door, because Toronto Ultra, the teamwork and getting those bloods, like Jay said, like 7 to 1. 7 to 1. Like, once you're a man down on a map like Bocage, it's chalk.
This is going to be rough. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why these teams are going all out right now, the reason why that first series is amazing is because of the bubble. Everybody's trying to go to champs, and if they are, why aren't you trying to go right now? August 1st through 7th at the Galen Center. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. I personally have not gone to champs, and I'm steady. I've never spoken to you about it, man. Champs is really like that.
Oh, Champs is the best tournament every single year, man. Because, like, this is the tournament, at least for me, back when I was a player, that started my whole career in Call of Duty. Just one great placement right there could change your entire life. So I know for these players nowadays that are playing, they know that going into this tournament, we always say it. If you have a terrible year, at least you can end out with a bang at the biggest one.
You got that right. And hey, COD fans, get your 2022 Champs back today, all right? Dominate the competition with the Patamati Operator skin, SMG, and AR blueprints. Go to CallOfDutyLeague.com to get yours now. But check this out. It's time to go to the second series of the day. Boston versus Florida Mutineers. I can't wait, but also whip out those cell phones because the calling card is there, and go ahead and get farmed. I like that one.
Maybe up in this upcoming series, we'll see one of these teams rocking them, as Jake predicted, a hot 3-0 on one side.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready for the second series of the day between Boston Breach and the Florida Mutineers. And remember, this is all about the bubble, a must-win game if you're on the side of Florida. We'll catch you guys on the other side of this break for some more amazing Call of Duty action out here in New York, Brooklyn. We'll see you there.